Hi everyone, Cindy Squirrel here from Squirrel Mills Farms. And can you guess what we're going to make today? We have a pound of hamburger, some spinach, mozzarella cheese, I have some marbled cheese, I have an onion, I have some mushrooms that need to be used up, I have some marinara sauce, and some oven-ready lasagna noodles, an egg, some cottage cheese. That's right, we're gonna make spinach lasagna. Okay, so the first thing you do in making lasagna is you put your ground beef into a saucepan, and I don't know if you can see that, but I add a little bit of water to my ground beef, and I'm going to turn it on to medium heat. I'm going to put a lid on there, and when it's brown, we'll come right back to you. Okay, so the ground beef is done, and what I do is I drain it into a bowl that I put in the sink, and I just let it sit there, and the fat will solidify and it'll all be on the surface, and I just scoop that off and either give it to the dog on a piece of bread or I throw it in the garbage. You don't want to put that fat down the drain of either a septic system or in town either. Now, I leave mine chunky. I don't break it up in the pan, because when you go to drain it, then all the little pieces will come out and you'll discard them. So I have this wonderful tool that I think this was Epicure that I got this from. Pantry, I think it's called Pantry Chef or something like that. It also sells them. Wonderful tool for breaking up your ground beef chunks. Isn't that amazing? All broken up into beautiful little pieces. Now to this ground beef, I'm just gonna slice up some mushrooms. And I will add an onion. I know when my kids were young, I used to dice up little wee pieces of carrots, hide them in there. You could add, I think that's about all you could probably add. I'm just trying to get rid of these mushrooms before they go bad. And of course, beautiful onion. Beautiful. Now we're going to set this back on the burner and just let it cook for a wee while, just until the mushrooms get just a little cooked and the onions are starting to get translucent. Okay, so the ground beef, the mushrooms, and the onions have been cooking for about 5 minutes, and now I'm going to add the marinara sauce. Now, my kids laugh at me when I do this, but it works. You can't open the jar, you turn it upside down, and you spank it. And it pops every time. If it doesn't, Bob got me this thing, and you just put it on and you turn it on and it just takes off any lid. It's an amazing tool. So now we are going to just add the marinara sauce. We're going to put it back on the burner until the marinara sauce is all warmed up, and this is nice and hot, and we'll come back to you. Now add about this much water to your jar, rinse it all around, and dump it in too, because you need that for your noodles. If you don't add water to this, your noodles, they absorb any liquid that's in here. There isn't enough liquid in there, and your lasagna will be deadly dry. Yuck. So just about that much water. Okay? See you in a bit. While we're waiting for the marinara sauce and the ground beef to get nice and hot, we can start with our other ingredients. Now here we have our cottage cheese, and I just dump it on a plate. Some people say, oh, I don't like cottage cheese because I don't like those lumps. That's just the oven telling me that it's up to temperature. Okay, well, if you don't like the lumps, put it in a deeper bowl and just use a hand mixer and get rid of all those lumps. But I, myself, I love the lumps. So to that, you're just gonna, 1 tub, 1 egg. And just mix that all in. The egg will make it thicker when it's cooking. I've never done it without an egg. I just presume it would be runnier. You can tell that was a farm fresh egg. Look how yellow it is. There, so now you've got your cottage cheeses all ready. So now we have our spinach, which they were still frozen, so I put them in the microwave to thaw out. And so now we're just going to make sure that there's no liquid left in the spinach by putting it in a sieve here. Looks like there's not that much. Oh, there is a fair bit, okay. As the more liquid you have in there, the runnier your lasagna is going to be. So we're going to take out all the spinach liquid, and for people that love smoothies, I would keep that liquid and I would put it in the next smoothie I made. Yummy. Now spinach, not everybody likes spinach, but it is so full of nutrients. It's got fiber, it's got vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin B9, it's got potassium, iron, it's got carotenes in it. So whenever you can cook and just add it, because like who likes to eat it like that, right? Yuck. Although we did used to eat it like that when we were kids. Mom would boil it up and it was still like the long leaf, and we would just put vinegar on it. And it was actually not too bad, but we couldn't eat a lot of it. Where this way, we're hiding it in our lasagna. You're not even gonna know it's there. Okay. Okay, so I'm ready now to put it in my lasagna dish. Okay. I just take a couple scoops. And then just go like that, spread it all around the bottom. And take your lasagna noodle, press it in. I don't know why they don't make noodles the right size for the dishes, or the dishes the right size for the noodles, but they don't. So you just break them off. And then I add the cottage cheese now. Just spread it around. Isn't that beautiful? Mozzarella cheese. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, now I'm going to get that spinach on there. Beautiful. Now with your noodles, make sure you press this time. Give it a little press. Otherwise it's going to be really loose, and when you go to lift it out, it'll all fall apart. Make a jigsaw puzzle there. And then we just keep doing that. Try to make sure that there's something always on the noodles. You don't want to bite into a piece of noodle that's not cooked. It's still hard and yucky. Maybe a little bit more there. God, isn't that beautiful? I'm going to get another layer out of that. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to have to grate up some more cheese for the next layer, I think. And then this is the rest of your sauce. Make sure it touches everything. Now I'm going to grate up some more cheese. There. Now I put a little bit of marbled cheese on top, just for a little bit added color. Now, it says to cover in tin foil, but I'm always a cautious person, and they say that the aluminum comes out of the tin foil at high heat. So what I do is I put a piece of parchment paper on, and I didn't know if you knew that there was a dull side and a shiny side. If you put the shiny side up, the heat from your oven's reflecting off of that and going back into the oven, and it's not cooking the food. So you're supposed to put the shiny side the way you want the heat to go. Okay, so just cover that up, and it's in a 350 degree oven, and I'm pretty sure it's like 40 minutes. 45 minutes. And I'll see you back here in 45 minutes. So it's been 45 minutes in the oven. We're just going to take the foil off it. Oh, it already smells really, really good. But we're going to put it back in the oven for 10 minutes, and then that's going to brown that up a bit. Oh, delicious. There we go. Beautiful lasagna. We've taken it out of the oven. Don't cut into it for about 10 minutes because you want the liquid to absorb into the pasta. If you cut into it now, it will be runny, it will all fall apart. We want this to be beautiful. It took us a long time to make it. We want it to be beautiful. See you in 10. Wow, doesn't that look good? You got 12 pieces there. I know it took a long time to make it, but it's worth it. Just look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And the nice thing about lasagna is this is great for a family, but with there only being me here, I put it into little glass dishes that have the Tupperware lids, and I put them in the freezer. And then I just put them in the microwave. And I have meals now for 12 days. And it looks delicious. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. And please press the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It just ups my numbers and so that it's easier to find me. And if you like the video, press like. Thank you. See you later.